Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factory and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have an Hermes bag, and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else like leathers, zippers, and hardware remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer and be a real person. Buy a bag from us, from our factory in China. See the real world for yourself.
Hey, my famous fam, welcome back to Famous Faces Scoop TV. You might want to sit down for this one, or at least check the label on whatever overpriced luxury piece you're wearing, because TikTok just did what billion-dollar fashion houses prayed would never happen. They pulled the curtain back and baby, it's ugly. Turns out that $1,200 0-cents handbag, the one you clutched like it was the Holy Grail, might have been made in the exact same Chinese factory as the $30 0-cents version you side-eyed on AliExpress. Yes, really? And the gag? Chinese manufacturers are the ones telling us loudly on TikTok with full-blown receipts. They've officially declared war on the Western luxury market right from the production floor. One TikTok bombshell racked up over 9 million views, with the creator casually standing in front of a massive textile factory like it's her living room. These leggings, they're from the same manufacturer Lululemon uses. I can sell them to you for $6 0-cents. $6. Same stitching, same fabric, same production line, but over here, we're dropping $100 for the privilege of a tiny reflective logo on the hip. And it's not just leggings, it's everything. Luxury jackets, designer bags, high-end shoes. TikTok's becoming a runway of revelations and the designers are not ready. Another video, 6 million views deep, features Ya Ting, a Chinese CEO who basically turned her feed into a confession booth for the entire fashion industry. She's naming names. Givenchy, Armani, Dior, Nike, Versace, Calvin Klein, Adidas, Lululemon, all allegedly sourcing from the same factories, selling products at a fraction of the retail price. And according to Ya Ting, the production cost of these luxury pieces is often just 1/10 of the price they're sold for in the US. So yeah, that $900 0-cents dress might have cost $90 0-cents to make, if that. But don't worry, the brands are responding. Louis Vuitton denies everything. We don't manufacture in China, they claim, standing 10 feet away from a burning PR dumpster. Lululemon scrambled to post their factory list online like a kid turning in homework late. Cute. But TikTok doesn't forget. One viral creator said straight up that 90% of all silk used in luxury fashion originates in China. Another claimed half of Louis Vuitton bags come straight out of Chinese factories. And the receipts? Oh, they're rolling in faster than a Black Friday crowd at a clearance sale. Meanwhile, American TikTok users are having a full-blown awakening. The comment sections are flooded with, "Wait, I've been paying $300, 0 cents, for shoes that cost $20, 0 cents to make? Is this why my rent's late?" Some are even calling this luxury karma, a reckoning for decades of insane markups, shady sourcing, and branding brainwashing. Because, let's be honest, half the reason people buy luxury isn't for quality, it's to flex, it's to scream, "I spent more than you," with fabric. But now, people are realizing the emperor's new clothes are probably from a Shenzhen sweatshop. And don't think this is just about exposing retail scams. Oh no, this is geopolitical, this is personal. This whole TikTok truth wave exploded right after Trump fired off a juicy 145% tariff at China, then backtracked a bit when the stock market started spiraling, but kept China in the hot seat. In response, China hit back with 125% tariffs on US imports. And right in the middle of that economic food fight, TikTok, the app America tried to ban, is now where the real tea is spilling. Let's pause and appreciate that irony. So now Chinese influencers are bypassing Western retailers. No middleman, no fake exclusivity, no sticker shock. Just, here's the factory, here's the product. You want it, click the link. And that's what's terrifying the luxury world, because the illusion is cracking. Not buying a handbag, you're buying a logo. You're not buying better quality, you're buying the story, the status, the lie. And when people realize that lie only costs $12, 0 cents to make, well, there goes the whole business model. So what now? Do we boycott the brands? Do we all suddenly become ethical shoppers? Probably not. Let's be real. Some people will still pay $1,200, 0 cents just to say they did. But millions of others? They're waking up. They're questioning. They're comparing. They're skipping the boutique and going straight to the source. The luxury fashion world thought their biggest threat was counterfeiters. Turns out their biggest threat is transparent. And TikTok is handing it out like free samples at Sephora. So next time someone flashes their designer drip, just smile and ask, "How much did you pay for that logo?" Because baby, the factory where that masterpiece came from, it's probably already on TikTok. That's all for today, my famous fam. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like if you've ever been bamboozled by a price tag. And don't forget to follow for more celeb drama, industry exposés, and fashion scandals hotter than a summer in Shanghai. Only on Famous Faces Scoop TV, where we don't just spill tea, we drown in it. They say, ooh.
China. In the beginning of that video, that nice Chinese man is clearly standing in front of what appear to be Hermes bags, saying that these are the bags that we manufacture. I noticed he didn't say Hermes when he called out all the brands like Prada, Louis Vuitton, Coach. The implication was very clearly there. And if Hermes products, specifically their bags, are made from beginning to end in France, why would their valuation drop with the news that Chinese manufacturers are spilling the tea? It says right here on the website the vast majority of our products are manufactured in France. When we talk about sourcing cashmere from Mongolia, I'm so confused. Because Hermes clearly reports that all of their bags are handmade in France and their watches are made in Switzerland. In their verbiage, there is no room for there's no room for China. In the beginning of that video, that nice Chinese man is clearly standing in front of what appear to be Hermes bags, saying that these are the bags that we manufacture. I noticed he didn't say Hermes when he called out all the brands like Prada.